I'm Owen Hughes. It's time for a road trip. Join me as we tour the Kennedy Space Center and beyond.
We choose to go to the moon.
The Kennedy Space Center was home to the shuttle program for over 30 years. From space history and IMAX, to astronaut landing capsules of yesteryear, to orbiter displays of today. This is truly a space shrine that all should see. Of particular note is the Apollo Museum. Included is the original control room used in the 1960s, where NASA personnel communicated with the Apollo crew in space. Notice the different sections of this rocket and how it was constructed. Returning to Earth, astronauts were enclosed in this capsule which landed in the ocean to be rescued by NASA divers. Highlighting the day was a tour of the vast Space Center grounds in hopes of seeing Atlantis. Key stops included the Vehicle Assembly Building. This structure is so massive, you could put old Yankee Stadium on the roof. And, as our tour guide explained,
well, the flag is 209 feet by 110. That's large enough for us to drive this bus down one stripe. We drive this bus down one stripe with the flag up there. Next stop, the launch pad.
Between the two launch pads was dictated by the size and explosive energy of a Saturn V. That's why they're so far apart.
Also, the launch sites sit 3 miles from where the shuttle is built. Then, as our tour bus was heading back,
Hello Atlantis, I can see her from here. See? Stick it up. Here we go.
It happened. There was Atlantis, in a ceremony for NASA employees only. If I didn't take this specific tour, I wouldn't have seen this piece of history. Today, the Atlantis Pavilion has over 60 exhibits that celebrate space travel. Including replicas of the International Space Station and the Hubble telescope. While Atlantis, Discovery, and Endeavour manned successful missions, Enterprise was a test shuttle. Challenger and Columbia both had fatal accidents and perished in space. As this space shrine evolves, NASA today is on display with future exploration to deep space. The Kennedy Space Center, bringing the universe to Earth for all to see. In the 1960s, just south of Leisure World, the North American Aviation Company, now Boeing, was awarded and built the second stage of the Saturn II rocket in the now demolished factory. Here, the rocket is transported down Seal Beach Boulevard. The rocket logo was proudly imprinted on police and fire trucks at that time. When driving through Long Beach, you see 4 islands off the coastline. Through the years, these islands have produced a key product and served as memorials for astronauts in the space program. In the mid-1960s, the 4 islands were built for oil-producing purposes. Rock was quarried from Catalina, and a theme park design covers operations within. Island Freeman was named after Ted Freeman, the first astronaut to perish in active duty as a test pilot. The 3 remaining islands were named after Gus Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee, who were Apollo 1 astronauts, all killed in a pre-flight accident at NASA. The 4 islands have been called the Astronaut Islands, all named after these astronauts who lost their lives through service with NASA. Along with the Space Shuttle Atlantis on display in Florida, there are 3 other shuttles around the country on display, including Enterprise in New York, Discovery in Virginia, and here in California, the Space Shuttle Endeavour. When Endeavour retired in 2011, it was decided that this shuttle would be permanently showcased in California, where it was built. That retirement flight was something special. Endeavour left Kennedy Space Center in September 2012, flying piggyback on a specialized aircraft. Once the flight reached California, Endeavour took an historic tour around the state, including San Francisco, the state capital in Sacramento, and cruised above the Hollywood sign. Then Endeavour reached Orange County, flying over Disneyland and Angel Stadium, before its final approach and landing in Los Angeles at LAX. After several weeks of preparation, Endeavour was ready for the final leg, being towed through the streets of Los Angeles to the California Science Center. The 12-mile journey took nearly 3 days. Endeavour was the youngest in the shuttle fleet. It was built from spare parts from former shuttles and was constructed by Rockwell. This shuttle was in operation from 1992 until 2011. Endeavour flew over 120 million miles in space and flew 25 missions in all. A key mission was to repair the Hubble telescope in order to provide sharper images of space. This was a first-of-its-kind mission. In addition, Endeavour made numerous missions to the International Space Station. The ISS is used to study the effects of extended space flights on humans and to provide greater studies in space research. Mark Kelly was the crew captain on Endeavour's final mission. Kelly is the husband of politician Gabby Gifford. Endeavour also flew the first African-American female astronaut, Mae Jemison, who also appeared in Star Trek: The Next Generation. The shuttle was named through a national competition of elementary and secondary students. Hence, Endeavour is named after the British voyage ship captained by James Cook in the 1700s. That is why this shuttle has the British spelling. Endeavour is now permanently displayed here at the Science Center in Los Angeles. A beautiful venue with all that is aeronautics and science. From memorabilia to exhibits. It's a great piece of history for all to see. Endeavour stands tall and proud. It makes us dream of where it's been in space, what mankind is capable of achieving, and most important, what will generations to come achieve in the future?